So, guess what got here today? Holy crap, it's so shiny. Look at that. I wasn't expecting to have the bright, shiny gold. Gosh, it's so shiny it's messing up with my camera. It's a sexy, sexy book. I would have this book's children. Let's see what it looks like with a dust jacket off. Whoa. Look at that. Not to be dramatic or anything, but isn't this the most gorgeous book cover you've ever seen? Like, I haven't even read it yet, and I don't regret buying this. My original introduction to the Grisha trilogy came about through the Six of Crows novels. They quickly became, like, some of my favorite books ever. I know that's not an uncommon opinion or a unique opinion to have on here, but what can I say? Now, at some point I tried to read the Grisha trilogy, Shadow and Bone, and that was not a pleasurable experience. So, I forgot about it. Yeah. I pre-ordered this book back in December. There was not a lot of complex, conscious thought involved in that. I saw a pretty cover, I saw Leigh Bardugo's name, and I obeyed my carnal impulses. I think the old saying about a fool and her money applies here. So I don't remember super well who Nikolai is. So, yeah. But there can be some fun in going into a book without really knowing what to expect. So, I'm excited about this. I am pretty excited. I will be reading this book, and I will be recording my reading experience. There will be spoilers for this, and I don't know yet, there might be spoilers for the previous Grishaverse novels. So, in the description, I will put where you need to skip to if you want to go straight to my spoiler-free review, which will be at the end of the video. So, I am pretty excited about this. I'm psyched. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I know you guys want me to get into it, but like, look at this map. Look at it. So, Zoya is pretending to be his mistress. I know exactly where this is going. Okay, I knew the love of my life and the light of my world would be in this book, but... Okay, calm down. We're going to calm down. My dudes, I'm trying not to make too many videos, but... Alina has a cult dedicated to her. I'm sorry. Alina has a cult dedicated to her. There's an Alina religion. I don't understand. This is sexier than it needs to be. It's like 3 degrees outside, so I have changed into my fluffy plaid onesie. So far I am on page 115, I think. So far it's been a lot of recapping, it seems like. Going back over things I assume must have happened in the Grisha trilogy. I feel like Leigh Bardugo wants to make sure that people who are new to the Grishaverse can begin reading it with this book, but it's making it kind of drag a little bit. Anyway, I hope it picks up soon because it's been kind of a slow beginning, but I do like it. Am I going to cry? I'm here to have fun with the characters I love, and now I have emotions, and this is not what I ordered, and I don't like it. So I'm on page 250. I really don't want to be critical or anything, but this book is excruciatingly slow. Like, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm so tired. I'm not sure what the problem is. Like, I think I just don't care about any of the characters. Like, nobody's really clicking with me. So, who is this Isaac person and why should I care? This book is like full of references to the previous Grishaverse books, but it's more annoying than anything because there's something missing here. I don't know what it is with this book. It's just not clicking. I'm so confused. What's going on, and would it make more or less sense if I had read the Grisha trilogy? I could not care less about this character. So instead of reading about, I don't know, a thrilling heist or something, I am treated to reading about how some random person I don't care about messes everything up. Yay? Am I actually procrastinating on finishing this book? So this princess girl has an axe collection. Things are looking up a little. It's a little late, though. Excuse me, what? Are we going to do the evil dad thing? I am on page 396. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it tonight. You guys are just seeing me go through like 5 different sets of pajamas in this video. She keeps name dropping Six of Crows characters without having them actually be in the book. So like, I hate to ask this, but why is Nina in here? It seems like her plotline is totally different than Nikolai's plotline, and it's like page 400 and they haven't even met each other. I don't even know if they know each other. It was like she just included Nina to have Nina in here. Like, this whole book seems like it's capitalizing off the popularity of Six of Crows. And it's just, I don't know, kind of annoying, maybe? Can the fiery pain and impale ceremony just happen already? Alright, holy crap. If Zoya becomes a dragon, I will forgive this book for the first boring 400 pages. On page 486. I said it was boring at the beginning, but it really did pick up in the end. Oh geez, are you really gonna plot twist my ass in the last, like, 5 pages? Oh my gosh. Well, that was intense. I ended up rating this book 3 stars. Now, that's not a bad rating, but I think the best way to put it is that this book is not Six of Crows. In some ways, especially for me, King of Scars kind of set itself up to fail just by succeeding the Six of Crows duology. Because those books were so good, and this... So I don't think this is a bad book, but it's going to suffer from the high expectations that its readers bring into it, and it definitely suffered from my high expectations. Now, my main problem with this book was that it's slow. It takes about 400 pages to get to the same level of stakes and tension and conflict that the Six of Crows duology basically maintains throughout the whole series. There's a lot of backstory. There is a lot of characters monologuing internally. There is a lot of politics, and pretty boring politics, actually. In some ways, I feel like this is middle book syndrome in a first book, because it's like the saggy middle in between meeting Nikolai and Zoya in the Grisha trilogy, and whatever ending this is going to come to in the sequel. And I think I must have suffered a bit from having not read the Grisha trilogy, because this is basically my introduction to Nikolai, and I knew a little bit about Zoya. I didn't know her very well, and I think I'm supposed to already know and love these characters when I start the book. But you have Zoya backstory, you have Nikolai backstory, you have Nikolai monologuing internally, you have Zoya monologuing internally, and it wasn't as effective as it could have been because I didn't really click with the characters. And you have Isaac kind of strutting in here like, hey guys, I'm a completely random person you don't know or care about. Let's watch me screw around for a little bit. And we're like, hell yeah, because Leigh Bardugo has us on a leash at this point. Nina was her glorious self, and Nina was Nina, and I love Nina, but I feel like I have to tell the harsh truth about this, and that's that Nina should not have been in this book. Nina's plotline does not intersect with Nikolai's plotline at all. They don't even meet each other anywhere in the book. Their plotlines aren't even relevant to each other. And honestly, this is a Nikolai novel spliced together with a Nina novella. And there's really no reason for the Nina parts to be part of this book. Not only that, but Nina's storyline is just kind of random and boring. It's almost as if we finally got more storyline on an edge, and we just watched her sit on a boat and look out at the water and write a few letters and think some thoughts. It's not what I would want. It's not what I wanted in a continuation of Nina's story. One of the things I know everyone was pretty excited about was Nina getting a new love interest, a female love interest specifically, but for me, I found there to be no chemistry, and she was very one-dimensional. She was almost a walking trope. Like, you know the trope of the girl who has this authoritarian father, but she wants to ride horses, I want to shoot my bow into the sunset, and I want to let my hair fly in the wind, and I don't want to be held down by your patriarchal culture, and I want to... Hannah was just a walking, talking incarnation of that trope. And I wasn't able to get very invested in the romance because I found her to be so one-dimensional. Nina's story and just having Nina in there, it almost felt like Nina was in there just to be in there. Like, just to capitalize off the popularity of the Six of Crows duology. And I felt that in other ways, too, because there is, like, constant name-dropping of Six of Crows characters, but there are no cameos, or... In a lot of ways, it's not even relevant to constantly mention them, but you have Kaz Brecker referenced, like, 6 times, you have Inej referenced, you have, I think, Jesper referenced, and it was nice to hear their names, but it would have been nice to see them if we're just going to use the Six of Crows duology to hype up this book. The good news is that it did pick up in the last 100 pages or so, but this is a 500-page novel. This is a 500-page novel. It's a thick book. So that was a little late, maybe? And there's the banter and the snark that we're used to seeing from Leigh Bardugo. There is, of course, the world building and the beautiful writing, and probably if you liked the Grisha trilogy a lot, you would like this. I will caution you to not read this before you read the Grisha trilogy, if you plan on reading it at all, because there are so many spoilers for the Grisha trilogy. It basically explains the whole thing in various flashbacks and recaps in this book. Will you like this book or not? If you are going into this book thinking it's going to be another Six of Crows, you will probably be disappointed and you probably shouldn't buy it, even though the cover is really pretty. If you liked Nikolai and Zoya, either of those characters in the beginning, in the Grisha trilogy, you might like this a lot, because I didn't know Nikolai, I didn't know Zoya very well, and I think that injured my ability to enjoy the book. But if you already know and like them, you might really like this book and find it really illuminating about their personalities and their characters. I don't know. Since this was my introduction to Nikolai, I kind of wish we could have seen more of Nikolai. It didn't really make me fall in love with him, necessarily. It didn't really make me, like, obsessed with him. I didn't dislike him, but I almost feel like we should have seen more of him. Like, I almost feel like we could have had less of the irrelevant Nina subplot and put it in some other book, and devoted more space to Nikolai, and I would have cared more. So you'll like this book if you're reading it for Nikolai. You'll probably not like this book if you're reading it for Nina and the dregs and the crows. So that's it. Basically, your call on whether this book will be your next true love, or if it will be just okay, or